Welcome to Roots Marty Bajra. Of course, we are a digital platform specializing in what is called the majority, which incidentally is the backwards and the minorities. So we are today speaking on an issue which everybody across India is surprised and wondering what really goes on there. I'm talking about the results of Ayodhya area of Faizabad Lok Sabha constituency, which has elected a non-BJP, as they say, Ram Bhakt kind of person, typical Ram Bhakt kind of person, which you see in television a lot these days. And to speak about that, I have Madhukar Upadhyaya. He is my senior in Institute of Mass Communication and a senior journalist who worked in BBC, UNI and all, and as a writer now. And he is incidentally from Ayodhya town. So he knows what is happening. He knows the attitude of the people, because we all used to joke that in 1989, at the thick of the build-up to Ayodhya movement, or Ram Mandir movement, the candidate, the Lok Sabha MP, was a CPI man called Mitrasan Yadav. He later joined BSP, SP, and continued to be MP 3 times after that. I think 2 times. There was, of course, Vinay Katayar. But now, an SP candidate who generally they say though he's a Hindu by name, they call in UP Mullah Hindus. So, Madhukar, you are from there. You have been talking about this secular nature of that town for a long time. How do you describe this kind of voting, especially when the mandir is built and there's a huge build-up, and BJP was almost putting its eggs in the building the new Ram Mandir basket from the start, from February onwards. The build-up to election started with that mandir, pran pradishta, as they say. How do you describe this whole phenomenon?
Thank you, Cherian, for having me on your platform. I was there in Ayodhya a month back, just before the elections. And, the city that you see was never the Ayodhya that I was born in.
Okay.
It has changed.
Okay.
Now, the point is that Ayodhya is not just the temple and not just that small township. You have changed the name of Ayodhya. The district of Faizabad is now called Ayodhya, and the limits are extended. It's now, a huge area. But my Ayodhya, where I was born, was a small town with 30,000 population. So the city of Ayodhya was really upset. I mean, I met people, of all kinds of people, politicians, local people. In Ayodhya are Ram Bhakts. They pray, they worship Ram, but they are not Andha Bhakts. So you have to differentiate, and BJP forgot that. BJP forgot that in building a city, you're destroying the countryside. And there was a huge reaction to that.
Okay.
The local shopkeepers had a reaction because their shops were demolished to widen the roads.
Okay.
Local residents were unhappy because their houses were broken.
Okay.
They were demolished. A lot of business and even the land, the property prices went up after this, build up to the Ram temple and, the consecration. But then the countryside was, always thought that Ram was theirs and Ram would always remain with them. But you cannot do these things in the name of Ram to them.
Okay.
So they consider themselves inheritors of that legacy of Rama. And if you are insulting the inheritors of Lord Rama, how can you be a true worshipper of Ram.
Okay. Which means that the concept of Ram and in Ayodhya and the concept which been imported by BJP and the Ram, the Sangha Parivar, it doesn't coincide with the reality there in the ground.
It doesn't match. It does not match at all.
Yes.
Because you're making Ayodhya a religious pilgrimage center and a tourist center. You're providing facilities. You're coming up with hotels. You're widening the roads. You're doing everything just to make it convenient for people who are coming from outside, ignoring what the locals are wanting. That ignored completely. I mean, Ayodhya is 84% Hindu. So, and 14%, 82% Hindus and 14% Muslims, and a few Sikh families and Jains and Buddhists, they're all there. So, to say, and Ayodhya, you think that it is known for as the birthplace of Lord Rama. Yes, it is the birthplace of Lord Rama. People believe that. And people go and worship Lord Rama there. But predominantly, Ayodhya is an agrarian society, an agrarian system. I mean, if it was not for that, in 1920s, when Baba Ramchandar led the Kisan revolution, Kisan Vidroh, as it is called, and was hugely successful, that Nehru and Gandhi had to acknowledge it. So this is agrarian economy, basically.
No, what about
it is not a temple economy.
What about the communist
situation? He was trying to convert it into temple economy.
Okay. What about the communist situation? Was there any riot in your memory in Ayodhya? Because you said there are 14% Muslims and majority Hindus. Was there any tension, any riot, which is there in many parts of UP? Did it ever touch Ayodhya?
The riots probably forgot the way to Ayodhya, and whatever happened outside the city limits. Nothing in Ayodhya ever. Nothing, absolutely nothing. My school, from where I did my primary education up to standard 8, was next to where the temple is. And the place around the temple was the playground for us. I've seen that, for the past 60, 70 years, as you grow. I mean, I go there every time I go to my school, I go to the area. It has never happened.
So which
they're
means
Muslim families, they're Hindu
Ayodhya people truly inherited the Ram's value of Maryada Purushottam. Is it not?
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Ram is for everybody. Ram is everybody's. How can somebody stands up suddenly and claims that they are the real inheritors and they are the worshippers and they are bringing in Ram to Ayodhya. Forget about it. People get annoyed with these kind of rhetorics and they would not accept it. So they have their own way of doing. As you mentioned, at the peak of 1989, the temple agitation, Mitra Sen Yadav won the constituency. And Mitra Sen Yadav won it twice again from SP and BSP tickets.
Yes.
And let me tell you something very interesting. Immediately after this, there is a postgraduate college in Ayodhya called the Saket College. Saket College student elections were held, student union elections. And all 4 seats, the president, the vice president, the secretary, and the treasurer, ABVP lost.
Okay. This is after the Ram Mandir inauguration, you mean?
Absolutely. So you can see what Ayodhya is and how Ayodhya thinks.
Okay.
They have nothing to do with BJP. You may have created a city. You may have created a tourist center, but you have not created Ayodhya. Forget about it. Ayodhya was
say
built.
that this whole build-up around the place is kind of imposing things which the locals don't subscribe, is it not?
In a way, yes, you can say that. Because locals have, my friend who is a very prominent person in this Ayodhya city, he asked me what will be the impact of the Ram temple on Ayodhya. And I told him that in Ayodhya and its vicinity, the Ram temple will have no impact. If at all, it will have impact in the south of India, in the west, in Gujarat and Maharashtra, and maybe in the extreme east. Nothing in the city of Ayodhya and surrounding areas. And you see the results. You see Sultanpur, the result, the Amethi result, the Raebareli result. I mean, everything. The Awadh has a very peculiar way of thinking. What is theirs, and they claim to have Lord Rama with them. They consider themselves a tiny part of Lord Rama in each of the Ayodhya dwellers. You're telling them that I'm bringing Lord Rama to Ayodhya, they would not accept it. So they know.
It is like saying
know
in English, bringing coal to Newcastle, which doesn't fit. Yeah, that's a very good statement. That they are the real Ram people, and you can't bring new people. You can't import Ram to Ayodhya in whichever way it is, because it is there for.
And the other thing, Cherian, I must tell you, and this may be of interest to your listeners, that the wooden slippers that the Panditjis around the city of Ayodhya, put on their feet, are all carved by. I mean, the factories are owned by Muslims. The workers are Muslims, and they create those wooden slippers. They are called khanaus.
Okay.
And it is used, and I mean, they wear it and go to the temples in those wooden sandals. The frames, the wooden frames in which you frame Lord Rama and Hanumana and every other picture of the deities, is made by them. The agrarian part is that most of these people, and predominantly Muslims, have a part of their farms or land that they have to grow flowers, and those flowers go to the temples. So how can you? I mean, look at this. That I mean, they're together in everything. How can you separate the two and say that this is this and this is that? And to top it all, I mean, BJP has still not got the message, I believe. They are now running a campaign to say that people should go to Ayodhya, but do not buy anything in the city of Ayodhya. Do not support the city of Ayodhya because they are traitors. I mean, this campaign is going to backfire again, because that's not the way Ayodhya thinks.
No, which means essentially what the concept of Ram in Ayodhya, his birthplace, is totally different from what BJP and the Sangha Parivar is trying to project nationally. Is it not?
Yes, I mean, Ayodhya's Ram is, I mean, everybody's Ram. He is not, he doesn't belong to a particular sect of caste or community or anything. I mean, had it been that, only the Brahmins of the upper caste were to represent Lord Rama, because, I mean, you think that he was a warrior, he was a king, he is the ruling deity, and the city of Ayodhya was built by his forefathers. That is, missing the point altogether. Ayodhya is a city which is a living city. I mean, if at all, historically you may not be able to prove it, but if there is a living city in India, there are only two cities which are considered living cities. One is Banaras, which has been there since the time of Lord Buddha, and the other is Ayodhya. The location of Ayodhya, because of shifting of the course by the river Saryu, may have changed a bit somewhere, but the Ayodhya is an old township, and it has similar structure as that you see in Banaras. I mean, very tiny, narrow lanes, by lanes, and things. You want four-wheelers and big, large cars and vehicles to roam around in the city of Ayodhya. The old Ayodhya you cannot possibly do it.
Okay. I think this is the same. I was reading, Mrs. Pupul Jackar's biography of Indira Gandhi, and they say that Sanjay Gandhi wanted to do the same thing in Banaras. And Pupul Jackar was sent by Mrs. Gandhi to examine whether the complaints which she is receiving is true. She reported, Pupul Jackar reported, yes, you can't do this to Banaras. And Mrs. Gandhi intervened to stop it. But in the new regime, which is swearing by Ram, they don't bother about such things. Is it not?
Yeah. See, I mean, this is the the way you think, and you think you yourself are incarnation. You are not biologically born. Then obviously you have problems. You will have problems because you are. If you think yourself an incarnate of Lord Rama, an avatar of Rama and Vishnu, well, then you are obviously living in some kind of place. There is a saying in Awadhi,
yes,
which connects the agrarian economy of Ayodhya and the king's behavior.
Okay.
And the song is, they sing, opposing Lord Rama.
Okay.
This song, they say that ka jane murakh gawar ghamandi raja more har ke jotaiya. I mean, if I translate that into English, it will mean that what does the stupid, boorish, arrogant king know about how I plow my field? So this is what Ayodhya is.
Yeah. So I can understand why Nripendra Misa's son lost in the neighboring constituency then, because if this is the attitude of the people, in the local legends also, this kind of poems comes in. So one know that it is a very strong embedded mentality that look what is happening, what is the king doing, the Moor king doing is not palatable at all. I think the message is loud and clear. Once you explain this, the basic attitude of the people there, which is agrarian and not and also inclusive culture, which is very important, as you said. The Muslims making the khadas for the priests and all. That shows the inclusive culture, and the priests don't have an issue in wearing it because Muslims have made it. That's what is.
They absolutely have nothing.
Yes.
They have nothing against them. I mean, when the Ram Mandir, case was going on in the court, the two parties, one sitting in Hanumangadi, the Hindu saint, who was one of the parties, and the other Hashim Ansari, who was the Muslim party. Hashim Ansari will take a rickshaw and go to Hanumangadi and meet the Mahant.
Okay.
I mean, they continued to do it when everything else was happening and BJP was thinking they were leading the movement. So that is the thing. And I'll tell you what, this may again be, this is very interesting. When I was there in Ayodhya last time, as I told you about a month back, I went to Hanumangadi, and when I came down, I was surprised that there were n number of shops selling dosas, idlis, and sambar prepared by authentic South Indian cooks.
Good.
I could have never imagined in my childhood of getting dosa as
What
you
was
come down
there?
from Madhukar.
You mean the way South Indian Bucks have invaded Ayodhya?
Yes, and you know why? Because the city of Ayodhya almost was thronged by people from neighboring districts.
Okay.
But this time, the you know this complete thing, the picture was changed because every fourth or fifth person was from south of India,
Okay.
and or from Gujarat,
Okay.
for that matter. So this city is changing, but the countryside is not.
So which means the basic ethos of Ayodhya and the countryside remains totally different and inclusive as it is from ages. As you said, there's no riot, it never happened in Ayodhya and neighboring places, though they have also 14% Muslims, which is amazing. And also the agrarian economy, which rejects, as they say, more kings and their attitude is, I think, it's really interesting. I think that is almost, you are reflecting almost the soul of India, which is, agrarian. Plus, they want to live, peacefully together and, pursue their careers and life. I don't think anybody in India across the states want trouble or want to impose something, on others. I think that's Ayodhya carries it very, really well. And thank you all. And I am very proud that I have a friend from Ayodhya. I keep saying that I'll get back to Madhukar to find out what really is happening there. Thank you for enlightening.
No. See, the city of Ayodhya will never react to even this. I mean, they quietly do things and in their own way. You may take away the body from Ayodhya, but the soul of Ayodhya remains where it is.
That's a well said, and
You can
thank you.
alter the body, but not the soul.
So, congrats to all Ayodhyans, including Madhukar, and hope that spirit lives and India remains what it is.